I'm the Social Care Director for Sandwell Mental Health NHS Foundation Trust, and as such that means I'm the senior social care person within the Trust, so I have responsibility broadly for social workers and other social care staff that work within multidisciplinary teams. Broadly we work with adults with severe and enduring mental health problems, so illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, severe depression, severe anxiety. My career path has largely been within mental health, and I've worked as a mental health social worker. I've run day services, I've run community services. I worked for a little while in substance misuse services. That was a secondment for a year, which is very, very interesting. Where I am now, I've gradually got promoted into a relatively senior management post here. I'm now responsible for the social workers and what we call community care officers around here, the unqualified staff, to assist people and support people out there in the community to live more fulfilling lives and to help them develop. One of the great joys of this work is actually it's quite difficult to describe what an average day is. It's very different day to day. When I was a social worker working with people, you'd have a caseload, but by and large, when I saw those people were up to me, and you would have to move it around depending on whether people were in crisis or not. You might have planned to see somebody, but somebody else is in crisis, so you have to phone the person up and say, sorry, I can't come, got to see somebody else. In my current job, I have a number of projects around that I do, and I have enormous numbers of meetings to go to.
Yeah, I left a note on your desk. It was about that freedom of information request.
I'll be meeting with other colleagues around, both people that actually work directly with people, but also what you might call the support services around behind, so human resources staff, admin staff, information people here. We have quite a lot to deal with them, just to make sure the systems are working properly, to enable the people that are out there doing the work, which is what the whole purpose of what we're doing is in the first place, can get on and do their work with as minimum interference as possible. The other thing that's interesting about the job is it's not just social work, it's working with other professions, with nurses, with psychologists, with doctors, because no one person has got the monopoly of knowledge and experience that can help people. It's working with other people, other professions, to provide a package of care that's appropriate for people. I mean, after I took A-levels at school, I largely didn't know what I wanted to do, in common with a lot of younger people. And I went and did a degree in psychology because I thought it might be an interesting thing to study rather than being any sort of career path. Having got my degree in psychology, I thought, what do I do with it? And I thought of various things. And I went to work as an unqualified nurse, called a nursing assistant, in a psychiatric hospital in London straight after my degree for a year. And I discovered that I did enjoy working with people. And I must say, largely by accident, I applied for a social work job and found that really suited me, and I then went on to be trained as a social worker. It's a valuable career. There are career opportunities to develop. I mean, I'm now in senior management, and I started as a frontline social worker. These opportunities are around. There's a wide variety of experiences that social workers do. So there's work with children and families, if you like, that sort of thing. Working with adults, as I've devoted most of my life to. But it is as well as a job, it is a calling, a vocation. It's about people that want to help people. You need to be able to talk to people. You need to be able to understand people. You've got to be able to listen to people and to respond to people in a positive way, so it can build up on what they're good at. You know, quite often social workers perceived as going in to see people with problems. You're going to see people. They've got a number of issues and they've got a load of strengths. They may have one or two difficulties at this moment in time, but for most of their lives they're actually working properly, independently, successfully, and it's to build on those. That's again what gives me joy from this job. Welcome everybody to the placement panel. Thank you all for coming. I mean, the qualification is either degree level or postgraduate level nowadays. It's a degree level course. I think every single degree course requires some form of previous experience or other. Volunteer. Do some work. If you're in school, for instance, perhaps doing some work in clubs, helping people, you know, in that sort of way. Perhaps using the gap year as a way of getting work experience and helping people. I mean, there's the classic ones like voluntary service overseas, but there's loads of other things that you can do. It tests out your vocation, but also the universities will expect you to have done this and expect you to have be able to talk about it during the selection process. What I enjoy most is seeing people develop, and it's their responsibility to develop. It's their success, not my success. But if I've been a slight little help along the way, then I think that's what I get the kicks out of that.